Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the season premiere of Into the Badlands, Chamber of the Scorpion. Now, I think it's kind of crap to kind of call this a season premiere when this was technically supposed to have been season 3 completed, and they just decided to break it off into two separate parts and pretty much end this series this way. It just goes to show that AMC does not know how to handle this series, because even just this episode, we had 3 great fight sequences and just some pretty nice development for characters and everything. The main things that were focused on were the Widow and the Master. We had a lot of focus on Sonny and Pilgrim, and we had some stuff with Nathaniel Moon and Lydia, and Gaius and Tilda trying to find Chow. So there's a little good, we had some good focus on the big main portions of mainly the Widow and the Master and Sonny and Pilgrim. So Tilda and Gaius really didn't get to do much. We're still getting the aftermath of the big battle for the war between the Widow and Chow, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Gaius, of course, is telling people to at least have mercy on the forces, while he and Tilda are like, okay, we can't find Chow or the Widow anywhere, though there was a fight here, and they see that Chow went out through like cog passages, killed a cog, took her clothes, and was going off kind of wounded. So they're on her trail. Moon has raced back to the old estate where Lydia usually is, and is trying to get her help, does get her help, and they, of course, cement more of their relationship together, and that's about it that we get for them. It was kind of nice, but it didn't really detract. It didn't really add too much to what was going on for them, but at least got us a check-in point for them for when those storylines converge later on. The episode starts out, and we see the Widow and the Master. We'd seen the Abbotts had taken her. We see them driving down this road. They see her, they unleash her, and the Master's like, well, the war that you're fighting really isn't going to help. You need to be fighting the war that is going to be becoming the actual one that matters. And she's like, I don't recognize this as my home. I don't recognize you as my master. Get out of my way. She's like, oh, no, you're free to leave if you can get past me. And then we just get one hell of a great fight sequence. I mean, just the shooting, just the use of color with the snow at first, and we see that Minerva uses her sword and is not able to touch the Master, and the Master does this powerful kick down onto her and takes her through the snow into this other room where she starts berating her for just using her anger, but of course that was how the Widow survived in the Badlands after having her gift taken away. And she still keeps trying to go after the Master and is not able to do it. The Master's like, okay, that's it. Stop this. And takes out her leg, had caught her sword, broke it, and had a piece flying through, had it go through her arm, and then did a palm strike on her face, and just like seeing it in slow motion and how the blood goes up and then the frickin' Widow goes down. That was an awesome fight. They top notch. We, of course, check in on her later, and she's trying to use her bandaged up arm, and the Master keeps going in and just like, well, the gift in the beginning was supposed to be used to heal, as she uses it to heal her arm, and wants Minerva's help in fighting the Pilgrim, and what he has found in order to give the gift. And that, of course, is unnatural for what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, we need some more information on that, and that he's going to this is not a good thing to be giving people the gift like that, especially since they're not born with it. We don't know what effect that'll have or how they'll be able to handle it. Of course, Minerva's thinking about that, and we check in later. She comes in and she says, yes, I'll help you with your war under the condition of you giving me my gift back. It's like, okay. And she's just like, when the Pilgrim's done and dust and gone, you give me my gift back. It's like, I'll have to see how that goes. And I like the kind of uncertainty of the Master, because we can see her. She's not an easy character to pin down motivation-wise. She recognized the inherent danger of everybody being able to eventually have access to the gift, or even somebody just being able to power up an army with that. But yet the way she's handled people, we have never really gotten exactly her complete side of the story. So I wish there was more of that. Hopefully somebody would pick this series up and we could continue on with that. But we'll see what happens. So that's where we're left off with her. So the bulk we deal with then is with Sonny and Pilgrim. And we check in with Henry. We see that Cressida pricks him. And we're like, why are you doing that? He's like, oh, just to check to make sure he doesn't have the gift anymore. And he's like, oh, great and everything. And Sonny kind of wants his kid back, but of course, they're kind of testing him. Pilgrim wants him by his side with the plans that he's got. His plans are to use the Meridian Chamber to empower his followers and create a new Azra. But we see that kind of darkens going further on, because we see him take down his faithful. He imbues them, calls them his harbingers, and we see them all with their eyes. And this took a toll on Pilgrim. He's not doing that. Well, not horribly, but he's very tired from it. And Cressida tries to tell him to go rest and everything, and to be careful of Sonny's loyalty. Of course, Balaji's calling out Sonny and everything. He's like, listen, my kid was going to die. And Balaji's like, yeah, here's the counterpoint. Kid's not going to live that long in a world that's going to be destroyed. It's like, but of course, Sonny is trying to figure out a situation to get Balaji out of this mess. But Pilgrim is going to test Balaji. And Balaji was trying to stop and destroy the Meridian Chamber, but he decides to let loose one of his harbingers to take Balaji out. And this was another great fight sequence. And just, it was a great kind of back and forth as you see two different style of fighters. One kind of regular fit kind of dude, then you see Balaji's character, which looks out of shape, but just seeing him flying around and doing all that kind of stuff is crazy. And he pulled off some pretty sick moves, but the kill of the week is in this one as well. And it's funny because the dude's using the gift and everything, and he does this move that got him out of the gift, and then he broke the dude's neck. He's like, yeah, you're not the only one who can affect the gift. He's like, lock that man up. He doesn't immediately get him to be killed and puts him in there. And he, of course, was talking about how we're going to use this power to rule the world, not as prophets, but as gods. It's like, wow, that's a pretty big step to put yourself onto godhood path. I mean, you just saw your gift is a tool. It doesn't make you infallible and omnipotent and all-powerful. The dude knew how to take out the gift portion and broke your dude's neck. And of course they take Balaji back. He had also been putting doubts into the other warrior that was part of Pilgrim's retinue that had the gift before they got to the Meridian Chamber, and she was trying to act nice to MK, and MK's just pretty much going on this complete revenge path on Sonny, and isn't really seeing what's going on. It's like, come on, MK, you gotta snap out of it. Yes, Sonny killed your mother, but I mean, think about it. In your bids for survival and everything in the Badlands, you probably killed someone's family as well. He's not thinking that third degree. Of course, it's personal to him and he's latched onto it, but hopefully we are given enough room in these episodes for him to at least think through that a little bit more. But of course, as Balaji was pretty much being taken to be put back into the chamber, Sonny makes his move, takes out the guards, gets Balaji out of there, and sends him out with his son. And you're like, okay, protect him and everything. I'm going to go destroy the chamber and make sure that this is stopped. Of course, he goes back in. He does some cool moves with a freaking hammer thing to take out a dude and breaks another dude's neck and get in and pretty much bashing up the chamber. But of course, MK gets in there and isn't hearing any of his shit and knocks him out. And then we see the end part of the episode where Pilgrim is like, now even my faith must be tested. And we see them fighting each other. And he had talked about how he had admired Sonny and the days when they would spar as children and everything. And this fight sequence is very well choreographed to kind of bring that to mind, because you see that they, even though they have been apart for many years, there's a flow to their battling that's really kind of awesome. It's like, okay, they kind of know each other's moves, because even though you've gone through life and you've probably gone through different experiences and picked up certain different things, you usually kind of stick to a certain basic form, and they kind of just going through it. And at first it's kind of like a testing thing, and you don't really see one have an upper hand or not. And you just go through. Sonny has to use these pulls and messes with Pilgrim, but of course that pushes him to the edge of where he has to use the gift. And in my opinion, when Pilgrim is pushed to use his gift to take on Sonny, he already lost. Even if he's able to beat down and take down Sonny, he already lost. He, under his own power, could not take on Sonny. And of course, Sonny kind of gets a little bit away from him as he's like doing pretty big damage and almost does some nasty coup de grace on him. Sonny tries to go after Cressida, and he's not able to do it. Pilgrim gets in and just starts beating the crap out of him and throws him out of a window as he sinks into the water below. And that's where the episode goes out. But it's like, holy crap. Fight scenes were just amazing in this episode. I'm like, this is how we started out. I can't wait to see where we start ending, because there's going to be probably big battle scenes, because Pilgrim's got his other gifted people. We've got the Master and her abbots and everything going in between, and I'm just excited that it's back. Even though this is the last one, hopefully we hear something of some other network potentially picking it up, or like Netflix or Amazon or something. But hopefully we get a fitting end to this. And from the start of this, I just hope it just goes up. And I like that we've got all these different kinds of lore bits that we're getting a little bit more information on what the gift is. Hopefully we get as much answers as we can as this ends out. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.